There's an opportunity for me to introduce to you Debbie O'Connor from White River Design. Debbie has been a member of our chamber now for several years, and I really want to explore a little further what the chamber is. What really is a chamber? What does that term mean to people in the community? So please, Debbie, come and say hello and tell me what you think. Debbie, what do you understand by the term chamber?
Well, when I was growing up, my dad was actually president of the Chamber of Commerce back in South Africa. And so, you know, my dad was always sort of like a superhero, Superman.
Of course, dads are.
Yeah, and I always imagined that that was what a chamber was for, you know, very high-powered businessmen getting together to network and do business together.
But did you understand the concept of network then? I mean, you do now, so you're saying it, but I mean, as a younger person, the chamber, the superheroes, what were they doing? Was it just a boys' club?
I think in my head I had it it was a boys' club, but when I came to Australia and someone suggested that I become part of the chamber, I was quite astounded that someone would even suggest it,
yes,
because I didn't imagine that I would fit into that. However, when I joined the chamber, it was amazing. I saw businesses of all sizes, regular people, men and women,
yes,
all networking
yes,
together. And I think my perception of a chamber changed completely, because I then realised that it is a group of business people that are a community, really, and they're there not only to do business but to help support each other,
yes,
and give each other guidance,
yes,
you know, and it becomes a very powerful thing to be part of when you have a massive resource behind you.
Well, that's it, isn't it? And I think that really is, it's the power of connection, and it's what we're trying to impart to other people who are still not really familiar with this term, what is a chamber, that it is actually a group of like-minded people who are very proactive in their own community and want to secure their futures.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is they're just regular people, you know.
That's right.
And they're good, honest people, earning a living.
Yes.
And so it's not all about only, you know, massive big businesses being part of the chamber.
That's
We've
right.
got such a wide variety. It's fantastic.
Well, I'm delighted to have you as a member, and I hope you can be our ambassador along with everyone else. Thank you so much, Debbie.
It.
Lovely,
thanks. Jill.
So, Richard, what does the term chamber mean to you? I mean, what was it about the chamber that you first heard? What did it conjure up in your head?
Well, first of all, I thought the chamber was for business networking. And people like lawyers, suits, not the demographic of a tradesperson coming to a chamber. I thought it was for sit-down business, people like that. What we'd call in the trade thing pen pushers.
Yes.
But then when I joined up, I found it was full of all different walks of businesses.
So normal people.
Normal people.
People you live next door to.
People live next
yes,
door to, down the street from,
yes,
and people that you deal with every day.
Yes.
It could be mechanics or lawyers,
painters,
anybody, electricians,
yes,
anybody.
But again, what was it that encouraged you to come along and take a look and find out that it was normal people working together?
Originally it was my future father-in-law at the time. He's a financial planner. He knew that the chamber would work for him, and he said it would work for me, and he gave me a quick 10-minute spiel before we actually drove up to the first networking event. And I walked in. Yes, everyone was wearing, suitable attire for a business meeting, and I got dressed up knowing that that's what I originally thought it was going to be like. And then when I found out I thought I'd be the only tradesman or, sort of hands-on worker there, I was quite surprised, actually.
And probably very excited.
I was, actually.
You could see all the work that was going from your way.
That's it. I was so glad when I first joined up. There was plenty of people that I knew that they wouldn't have the time to paint their house, so as a tradesman it was a good move that day.
So they were a friendly, welcoming bunch.
Yeah, they all were. Yeah,
fantastic.
I found it was good, and everyone was welcome because I was a new person. They welcomed me really well, and I felt like I'd been there for 3 months.
And so you'd have no hesitation in recommending the chamber movement as something that every business person should consider?
Any business could join. That's what I found, and it's even getting more diverse with the businesses we have there now. And I find that immediately when I started, I was a bit hesitant because I thought it was all a bunch of suit and ties and But then I found out that you don't have to have a suit and tie to go to these events. Business is business, and it doesn't matter what you're in.
That's right. Well, thank you very much, Richard.
No, no problem. Thank you.
40 years is quite a long time to be involved in a business organisation in the community. What do you think, Rod, attracted KSR in the first instance all those years ago?
Attract us to the chamber? When you're starting off in business, the best thing to start off to is to network, and the Penrith Chamber has been a very long established chamber in Australia, so that's what we kind of look for, established companies and also established businesses in the community. So the chamber was a very good foundation for us to start off with.
So you obviously recognise the importance of being very involved in the business community, and you therefore recognise the organisation, I guess, as having a lot of integrity and professionalism. So you feel assured, I hope, that the other businesses that you're meeting have the same ethics as you do.
Definitely. The chamber is, to us, is like the old days. You feel safe in a bank, you know, like the Commonwealth Bank or something like that. Been around a long time, not going anywhere, only getting older, unfortunately. So
we all.
Yeah. And you've got to give that credibility to the chamber and the people who've ran the chamber for 85 years. You know, there's not many businesses or establishments, or probably even the Pampers Club has been running 85 years.
That's quite right. Thank you.
You're welcome.